Wow, I can't believe that happened. I was trying to make an intro video, but StreamYards not only has updated, making things difficult, and my other videos pretty much rendered useless, but I attempted to make another video, and I don't actually know if this sound is copywritten or not, but I thought it sounded kind of cool, so I was going to play it, but they've made it difficult to play anything correctly. Actually, I think I fucked that up. Shit. Hi, Bone. Yeah, they've made such a disaster out of all of this. And I had to reinstall Windows today. My brother in Christ, let me tell you how I am today. God help me. Woo! So, my computer's been getting attacked. And it started out with just like something trying to cause something to scroll. Like if you go to Google Maps, it zooms in without me doing anything. If I go to the volume, it scrolls up to be loud as it can. It's weird as hell. And then things started getting worse and worse. And when I was on Ryan's live stream, it started going fucking nuts. Something was trying to access a whole bunch of windows. It was trying to access what is this thing here? It looks like a Microsoft store. Okay, I call it my Google store because it's the same thing, really. I mean, it went nuts. I had to shut it down, cut the internet connection. It was still going crazy. My keyboard wouldn't work. And actually, my keyboard kind of still doesn't work. It was a fucking disaster. Hey, y'all. I haven't been able to use my Filmora after updating it. It's annoying. Filmora, that's a video editing program, right? I think I've used it on my phone a few years ago. I think I liked it, but I can't remember. I haven't edited videos in a long time, or at least not much. And honestly, like, I hate to point the finger, but I'm a few days late paying my Avast antivirus, and that's when it started. I don't think that Avast has been protecting me from this. I think they did it. Because in all the windows that were popping up and going crazy, I popped up an ad for Avast saying, "Are you sure would you like to try a free offer or free trial?" And I was like, "You sons of bitches." Like, if you've ever heard about cell phone companies or companies in general sending your phone bloatware to cause your phone to slow down and get all fucked up so you'll have to go buy another one, I think it's something similar to that. I think that's what Avast did to me. Because they look like the prime fucking suspect, and then they pop up at the scene of the crime as it's happening. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know how I would even prove it, but because it looked like it was just trying to annoy me. I don't think it was actually trying to access anything. But man, I had to start all over on my computer. I had to log into my Windows. I had to log into my Google. That took some work. I had to fight to get. My Google Chrome is gone. My Google Chrome icon is gone, and Avast shit is gone too. Like, hold on, I'll show you. That I could probably add to that. Hold on a second. That's the video I was gonna play for y'all. I'll try to play it in a minute because it has a really cool sound. Like, my Google Chrome was right here, and look what it's done to Avast. It just looks like broken icons. But none of the other stuff, not Microsoft Edge, not anything else. None of the other icons are damaged. Only Avast and Google Chrome. That's why one of the reasons why I think Avast did it. So I'm like, It is crazy. Where's that video? Actually, I don't know. It might get shut down. But I tried to make a little intro video, but it wouldn't let me play it because it said, "Oh, you have to convert it from MP4 to I almost said MP5, wrong thing, MP4 to AVI," and then it wouldn't play it, say it didn't have the right codecs. But it was just like little clips like this. My normal shit, you know. And have you tried Opera? It's a good search engine. I have not, but it looks like I'm in the market for it now. So I will try to remember to give that a look. My ADHD is kind of shit, so I will try to remember to do that. All right. I don't know why I had to update it like this because everything on here is so weird now. All right, entire screen again. All right. So I'll get into this before something else goes wrong, because so far pretty much everything has gone wrong today. Since 2 o'clock last night, it's been nonstop weird shit. It's ridiculous. Speaking of ridiculous, our first headline: Kevin Spacey calls for the release of the Epstein files. Fuck me if I can tell you that was not on my 2025 bingo card today. Of course, he's already gotten in trouble for his dumb shit, so he's like, nah, y'all might as well burn with me. Fuck y'all. But, if he had snitched on some other people he knew, that might have helped. Might help redeem himself a little bit. I say a little because if you mess with kids, there's a limit how much you can be redeemed anyway, but you know what I mean. So, actor Kevin Spacey has called for the release of the so-called, and notice how they say so-called. Sometimes they do little tiny things here and there to try to gaslight you or try to, make you feel dumb. Little things like the so-called Epstein files. Like, bitch, it's the Epstein files. I'm not so-called about it. But whatever. But the release of the Epstein files, the truth can't come soon enough. Wild is coming from him. It's been nearly 6 years since the disgraced financier, Jeffrey Epstein, died in jail while waiting trial on federal charges related to sex abuse and dozens of minor girls. And Americans are still asking the question about the registered sex offender. As they should. Because a lot of the people was working with, they're still doing their dumb shit. You think he didn't work alone? Like, he had a customer base, which means those people are still out there looking for other girls to buy and to traffic. Those people, those customers are still out there. Those go-betweens, those people who actually transported girls from one place to another, they're still out there making money. Sorry. The Trump administration had promised to release the files from Epstein's federal investigation after conspiracy swirled over the financier's associates and how he died. But the Justice Department, the FBI, made waves among Trump Makes America Great Again base when they said earlier this month that there was never any clients list of high-profile names associated with Epstein and confirmed he died by suicide. We all know that's shite. Spacey, who faced allegations of sexual offenses, wrote on X Tuesday morning, release the Epstein files, all of them. For those of us with nothing to fear, well, yeah, I mean, he's got nothing left to fear. You already got his shit, The truth can't come soon enough. I hate to make this about me, but the media already has. I mean, even a convicted, weirdo like Spacey's like, let's fucking see it. I mean, come on. This has got people all gripped up. It's crazy. The House of Cards actor was acquitted. Oh, he was acquitted. I forgot about that. I thought he'd gotten some shit for that. By a jury in England in July of 2023 of 9 sexual offenses, including 7 counts of sexual assault. The charges stem from allegations made by 4 men regarding an incident between 2001 and 2013. During the interview with the English journalist Piers Morgan in June of 2024, Spacey recalled flying on Epstein's jet with the late financier, former President Bill Clinton, and a group of young girls. You know what? I know it sounds weird, but I'm inclined to believe him. And I didn't know he'd gone on Piers Morgan and kind of spilled the tea on that. I didn't realize he had. That's not something that a lot of the news really publicized or really made a big deal of. They should have. But I kind of missed it. Spacey said he had been invited by Clinton on a humanitarian trip to Africa in 2002, telling Morgan it was primarily to raise awareness and prevention for AIDS, particularly for mothers who had HIV to get medication they needed to not pass it on to their kids. So I said, absolutely. I mean, yeah, fair enough, He claimed not to have known who Epstein was or that it was his plane at the time. How are you going to get on a plane and not know whose it is? That's fucking weird. The actor went on to say he felt uncomfortable about Epstein, despite claiming to initially not know who he was. Yeah, that sounds a little... I didn't want to be around this guy because I felt he put the president at risk on a trip to South Africa because there were these young girls. And we were like, who is this guy? Spacey insisted he had no relationship with Epstein. He is not my friend. I'm not a confidant. I never spent time with them. So that's kind of weird. You'd be uncomfortable around somebody, but you also never been around them. So I don't know what to make of this, but you know. Oh, let me close this because the next article also kind of connects to it. I try to lump all the subjects together so I don't bounce around too bad. Hold on a second. Weird stuff. Yeah, it's pretty good on desktop. Have you tried? Oh, yeah, I already read that. Okay. Trump slams his own supporters as weaklings for falling for what he now calls the Epstein hoax. You know what? Let me go close my door real quick. All right, sorry, there's people in the kitchen and my room is right next to that. So anyway, so the fact that Trump is calling his own supporters weaklings. Now, don't get me wrong, like a lot of his supporters I kind of thought were weaklings as well because they would just overlook everything. And that's not, being a patriot isn't hero worshiping a person or idolizing them or worshiping the government. Being a patriot is devotion to your country and devotion to what your country could be and always looking for ways to improve it, not playing this tribalistic, follow the leader bullshit. So a lot of the people who thought they were patriots, well, now their daddy is calling them weaklings because even a bully doesn't respect people who kisses his ass. Bullies don't. Corrupt people don't respect you for kissing their ass. They never do. Anyway, let's see what the rest of this fucking mess is. My mouse isn't working very well either, sorry. President Trump is lashing out at his own supporters, accusing them of being duped by Democrats, which is crazy because that list has Democrats and Republicans on it, but okay. He tried to clamp down on criticism over his administration's handling of the much-hyped records in Jeffrey Epstein's sex trafficking investigation, which now Trump calls a hoax. Which is weird, because last year, Trump Jr. freaking posted a tweet saying that we needed to release those files. And Trump said he was going to do it. So, I don't know what they got on him. I don't know if they threatened to kill Barron or something, or he's just a piece of shit. It could be a few things. The new scam is what we will forever call the Jeffrey Epstein hoax. And my past supporters have bought into this bullshit. Hook, line, and sinker. Well, that's kind of true. Because they believed what Trump said. That's basically the truth of that.
You have to be very careful. If she gets fixed tomorrow, keep her inside best as possible. Keep her back locked.
Sorry, my daughter found the cat that had been lost. Well, Addie and my daughter found the cat. But, so yeah. So that bitch is getting fixed tomorrow. So that bitch said she was going to go have herself one crazy night last night, apparently. Fuck, I hate that cat. Anyway, let me get back to this. Sorry. So, let's see. Where were we? They haven't learned their lesson. They probably never will, even after being conned by a lunatic left for 8 long years. Wow, he is talking so much mad shit about his voters. These are people that have worn red MAGA hats and hero worship this man. Some of these people even got him Trump tattooed on their body, which I would love to go along and ask them how they feel about it now. Because damn, I thought there was something wrong with the feed. No, sorry, I just muted it because my daughter was trying to talk to me. Meow, Lord Haster, how are you? This is wild. And I really hope all the Trump supporters look at this. I want them to look at this. Let these weaklings continue forward and do the Democrats' work. Don't even think about talking of our incredible and unprecedented success because I don't want their support anymore. Yeah, because he already got what he wanted from them. He raised millions upon millions of dollars. He got all their fucking money. They bought his stupid merch. They bought his stupid fucking $75 Trump Bible. Fuck, if anything was sacrilegious, that is. So he's got, and he can't be elected again. This is his second term. So he's used them and is now insulting and gaslighting them. He got what he wanted, and all of them did fall for it, hook, line, and sinker. But it's not the Epstein stuff they fell for. It's him. He's the hoax. They probably figured that the Republican Party was a big fucking a base that the government would have to worry about coming up after them. So they decided to help make sure Trump got elected, and then it'll be their fucking, orange daddy they love so much, be the one that insults them and puts them down and says, "Ha, I already got what I wanted from you, weaklings." Like, damn. I've never seen anyone get played so fucking hard in my whole life. Wow. Let's see. The rhetoric marks a dramatic escalation for the Republican president, who has broken with some of the most loyal backers on this issue in the past, but never with such fervor. Though Trump cannot legally run for another term, he will need a strong support from the United Party to pass his remaining legislative agenda in a narrowly divided Congress and an energized base to turn out for next year's midterm elections. Well, that's where the Epstein list comes into play. Because if the rumors are correct that this would take down 2/3 of the government, well, that probably means that he can control 2/3 of the government because he has the fucking list, and all he has to do is blackmail his way through anything he wants. So he doesn't need a support base. If he did, he wouldn't be acting like this. He's doing this because he doesn't need y'all anymore. So he's got everything. He's got all the power in those files to blackmail people. And it's not people just here. It isn't just American politicians. It's celebrities. It's also fuckers over in England. You remember Prince Andrew? That fucking Ponce? Yeah, he's on the list too. Prince Andrew's on the list. And it's not an Obama hoax because Obama was also on the list. Remember when we were seeing snippets and bits and pieces the last year or two? Obama's on the list. So why would he put himself on the list if it was his hoax? Come the fuck on. No. That wouldn't make any damn sense. Boy, she looks fucking haggard right there. Holy shit. Like, this is killing them, man. The schism centers on the administration's handling of documents related to Epstein, who was found dead in his New York jail cell August 2019, weeks after his arrest of sex trafficking charges. Last week, the Justice Department and the FBI acknowledged a memo that Epstein did not maintain a client list to whom underage girls were trafficked. So that makes you wonder, so why is Ghislaine Maxwell in jail? Like, why has she been sentenced to like 20 or whatever years in jail? Because if she didn't, there was no one to traffic and she didn't traffic anyone, then why is she in jail? I'm just wondering, asking for a friend. So there are no more files related to the investigation would be made public, despite the past promises of the Attorney General Pam Bondi, and that have raised expectations of conservative influencers and conspiracy theorists. Oh, and notice that they do toss that in to try to also undermine what you see and what you know to try to make you feel stupid. Remember that when they said that so-called Epstein list? Then they add this in here to top it off. It's to try to make you question and doubt yourself. But we all fucking know better. The term conspiracy theorist was some shit coined by the CIA in the 1950s to basically punish people for questioning the official story and thinking outside the box. So they can suck our collective dick as far as I'm concerned. It's a new administration and everything is going to come out to the public, she said. The reversal sparked fury among Trump's most loyal defenders. I have not seen anybody on Facebook looking nearly as ashamed as they should for all this fucking mess. Because they have worshipped him through everything. The only other kitty that speaks truth. Purr. Let's see, I thought it was funny that they talked about finding a flight manifest that Tom Hanks... Yes! Yeah, Tom Hanks. It's weird how Tom Hanks and what's that weird, freaky looking little elf looking thing? Ellen DeGeneres, that's it. That bitch looks like a weird fade trap thing. I don't know. She's fucking weird. But she looks like someone, like she's going to steal someone's ring. But anyway, those two, you know how they fucking left the country when people start really talking about Epstein? Yeah, isn't that weird? Not weird, because I think that's weird. That's a weird coincidence. I don't know. But yeah, they're fucking weirdos. They really are. So, next article, because it's also connected to this. We have like 2 or 3 things we're going to talk about, but I'm just wanting to get everything from different angles. So 11 key figures in the fight over Epstein files. Oh, and I do believe I'd have to go look. I think they passed some kind of thing in Congress the other day, or the Senate, or whatever the fuck they were doing, to, I guess, block Ghislaine Maxwell from fucking talking. Which is weird, because I had to look that up to find it. But, I don't even know how to fucking spell her first name. I'm going to do my best. And my keyboard isn't working very well, so I have to use this keyboard. It's fucking dumb. Let's see. Congress. Why is it cap locked? God damn it. I'll do my best to try to figure out what that was. To block. Well, I don't know how to spell her first name. All right, found it. Oh, thank God I had it. All right, so Congress allegedly blocks Ghislaine Maxwell. Let's see what this says real quick. Because if the list doesn't exist, why the hell would Congress all get together to block her from doing it? From blocking a list that does not exist? Riddle me that shit, Batman. Goddamn. But you know what? I think if you want a nice, solid copy of the Epstein list, all you have to do is look at who in Congress voted in favor of blocking Maxwell from talking. That is your fucking list, my guy. That Trump, that Obama, that Microsoft asshole, whatever the fuck his name, Bill Gates, and pretty much everybody in Congress that fucking voted in favor of this. You know what I mean? So if there's any like clandestine cell theory motherfucker out there who wants to go take one for the team, there's your fucking list, y'all. The people in Congress that fucking voted in favor of this. I know I shouldn't be calling for violence, but you know what? I'm not going to act all high and mighty and all saintly. I'm not fucking saintly. The American Revolution wasn't won with, warm fuzzies and thoughts and prayers. You know what I mean? World War II was not, won by people taking the high road. No, fuck all that. Fuck that nonviolent shit. That nonviolent shit that everybody talks about taking the high road, 90% of the time, that has been fed to people by bad guys, hoping that we won't put people's heads in the fucking guillotine again. And to shame you and guilt you into not standing up and getting the bad guys. Just saying. Shocking reports claim the U.S. Congress members have attempted to prevent Ghislaine Maxwell, Jeffrey Epstein's convicted associate, from disclosing details about his alleged client list in a potential congressional testimony. Maxwell, who's serving 20 years, that's right, I knew it was like 20 or 30, I can't remember, for sentence for her role in Epstein's sex trafficking network, has expressed a readiness to reveal the names tied to the disgraced financier. I do like the word financier. It sounds so fancy. His operations. This development has fueled public outrage and speculation about the cover-up involving powerful figures. Well, yeah. So, I mean, that's wild. So technically, the system tells us, like the court system tells us we're supposed to tell the truth, correct? Theoretically. I mean, that's the theory on paper. So the fact that Congress would get together to do something to try to shut her up tells you everything you need to know. Like, I understand people who haven't done anything yet because they're like, well, we're not sure who's on the list and who's not. Well, I mean, I guess start with voting, for whoever voted in favor of shutting this woman up. That'll do it. I think that'll make a good dent right there. And besides, if Ryan Roger Hathaway, or Roger, is it Ryan Roger or Roger Ryan? You know what? I don't remember. I'm fucked up about it. But if Ryan Hathaway is correct, and YouTube's going to start cracking down even harder on extremists like me, then I might as well just say what I got to say now while I still can. You know what I mean? Plus, if y'all have a Rumble, I would suggest y'all probably go get you one if you don't have one, because I'm on there. Because at some point, I'm going to end up just like Ryan. And if we're all honest and outspoken, eventually it's going to be all our turn. I mean, he's right about that. Ghislaine Maxwell, 63. Damn, she don't look 63. Convicted. It's probably all the fucking adrenochrome she took from kids or something. Probably kept her young. Convicted in 2021 for recruiting and grooming minors for Epstein's abuse between 1994 and 2004. Holy shit. Has signaled her willingness to testify before Congress about Epstein's high-profile connections. A source close to Maxwell told the Daily Mail she's ready to tell the truth about what she knows, but no one from the government has asked her to share. I'm fucking... Sorry, my daughter's dog had to go to the vet today because she had a little broken blood vessel in her ear, and so the little doggy's ear is hurting. I don't know what all they did. They had to do like a little surgical procedure. She's got a little cone of shame, and so when she tried to bring up her leg to scratch the side of her ear, she keeps hitting her bad ear, and that's why she yelped. The dog is not dying, I promise. She just sounds like it. And that was surprising because I did not know she... Puppers, it's okay. It's okay. I had to give that dog some medication. Calm her down. All right. This offer comes as Maxwell appeals her conviction in the U.S. Supreme Court, arguing that the 2007 non-prosecution agreement in Florida, which shielded Epstein and potential co-conspirators, should have protected her from prosecution. I mean, technically that's true. Co-conspirators, plural. So if it didn't protect her, what co-conspirators did it protect? That's something you should probably ask yourself. You know what I mean? I think that's interesting. Let's see. I'll read the comments. Do you think that the Trump had anything to do with trafficking, or do you think that he just knew him through his connections? Do you think he's involved? Not trying to sound conspiratorial. I think he might. I mean, he might have visited once and maybe felt awkward about it or was afraid he'd get in trouble and maybe he didn't go again. But there was a girl that was testifying, and she went by like a fake name, like a Jane Doe in the court paperwork. And she said that he got her when she was 13, and she knows that he knows her age because he said, I have a daughter your age. He was talking about Ivanka Trump, according to what this lady was saying. And so at least one girl has come forward that I know of that swears upon everything that he did, in fact, get her. And that she was 13 and he knew it. And he wanted a girl that looked like his daughter, which is just disturbing as hell. So and it seems like a lot of people don't hang out in those inner circles unless they participate. I mean, take for example, like if you ever hang out with some people and they're doing coke and you don't do coke, and they kind of side eye you a little, like they don't know if they can trust you or not. Well, I'm sure this kind of thing, sex trafficking is probably similar. If you're not partaking, they probably don't feel like they can trust having you around. So if he was around him and took multiple flights on that guy's plane, it sounds weird he never went to the island at all. And hell, he may not have gone to the island. There was illegal activity everywhere, not just the island. So when someone says, well, I wasn't to the island, I mean, they could be trafficking people in New York where he lives, So I feel it's likely that this is one of those birds of a feather flock together kind of a thing, Like, I don't spend a lot of close time and trust a lot of people that I don't vibe with. And I don't see why they would either. Just logically speaking, how people are. Do I think Trump was trafficking girls on his own? No. I mean, all I know is about that one girl who testified in court paperwork that he did something to her. So it might have just been that one time, but that's still someone's life. That is still one person's life, and that matters, He may not have been in it real deep, but I can't say that he wasn't doing it. I don't do coke unless you have some. Fair enough. I do not because I am 43 years old, and I have to take Lasix to keep fluid off my heart and lungs. I'm in no condition for that young people's game. But, do you, King? I have no ethical issues with drugs. I really don't. I don't like weed because, I like to smell, but I just, it doesn't vibe with me. But I can be in a room with people smoking weed, and I don't care. And as long as people aren't acting crazy, I don't care if people drink around me. It's just not my thing. You know what I mean? I used to drink a lot, and I quit in 2017. And seeing people drink does not make me want to drink. I'm very grateful for that. I'm very lucky. A lot of people are not. So, hello, Gorilla Purr. Let's see. If Trump was on the island, the Democrats would have nailed him for it. except as Elon Musk, I hate to quote Elon Musk, but even Elon Musk said that would be true unless both Democrats and Republicans are both on that list. They don't, because if they show that hand, they'll have to show theirs too, and they don't want to risk it. They have like this weird standoff going on that they all the ones that know they're on the list know they're on the list, and they have to, be bipartisan and help each other out, or they're all fucked. And so, the Democrats, I mean, when it comes to self-preservation, the Republicans and Democrats are pretty much on par. Let's see. Nothing's as bad as is not bad if you don't abuse it. Correct. I know one person, okay, I'm not naming nobody, but I know one person who occasionally has a little line of coke once every couple of months, every 2 or 3 months, and they still maintain their life just fine. So as long as they're not doing crazy shit and doing something bad to someone else, then I got no problem with it. Because as long as you're over, well, for hard drugs, I feel like you should be over 25. But, as long as you're like a proper, respectable age and you're not hurting people on it and you're not putting people in danger and you're just like doing your thing, chilling, I don't think it should be illegal, to be honest. Hello, Beagle Dad. How are you? Let's see. I don't do any of that stuff. I was just making jokes. I'm as square as SpongeBob. Fair enough, my brother. Me too. I've been raw dogging reality since 2017, baby. Anywho. Hold on. Let's see. So the congressional people got together and decided they were going to try to block a client list that apparently doesn't exist. So that sounds so weird because, like, if something doesn't exist, why are you making moves against it? That's so bizarre. So yeah, these people, they're all fucking evil, All right, so let's look at this. All right. Let's see. A Justice Department memo seeking to douse conspiracy theories. Right there, that is also, more of that talk right there to try to undermine what the people fucking know. This is to try to talk people down and try to put it in your head that, oh, this is just conspiracy. It's crap. It's propaganda. This is bullshit, influence, and propaganda. Just fuck them. They can fuck themselves, okay? They can suck our dick. I'll buy one just so they can. All right, so seeking to douse conspiracy theories around Jeffrey Epstein has split the MAGA influence ecosystem into competing factions, and some of the president's loudest backers refused his demand to drop it. And I'm glad they have the line they draw, because they would let him get away with fucking everything. I mean, and don't get me wrong, I'm not one. I was never one of those fuck Trump people or like vote blue no matter who. I'm not that person. I'm actually a registered Republican. I have been since I registered to vote many years ago. But similar to what Reagan said, I didn't leave the Republican Party. The Republican Party left me. And now it seems to have split off and has left even more people now. But what a lot of the people who are splitting from Trump are seeing now, I started seeing happen a long time ago with the party in general. I feel like I'm what a Republican is supposed to be, or what it was. I don't think we should be making unnecessary wars. I don't think we should be raising taxes. I believe in people's Second Amendment rights. I feel like everybody should have a gun, honestly. And now, people who've been convicted of felonies and done crazy shit with gun crimes, I feel like they should have a gun with training wheels, like an RFID gun that, like, if you take your gun off your property, it disables or something. That's a thing they've actually been talking about doing. So that way, even if you're like a former drug dealer, gang member, whatever, you can still protect your home. You just can't carry it to fucking Walmart on your hip. You know what I mean? Like, so Second Amendment, but with training wheels, Because I think everybody should be able to protect their property in their home, no matter who. I don't believe in cherry picking the Constitution. The only reason why they originally made it made where felony people with felonies could not have guns was actually to prevent recently freed slaves from being able to protect themselves. So really, a lot of things that are kind of unconstitutional in a way started with racism of some kind. So I don't believe in carrying on that tradition. So I think everybody over a respectable age should be able to have a gun. And if you've never done anything wrong, never got any in trouble for anything, you should be able to go to the grocery store with it on your hip. You know what I mean? So I feel like I'm more Republican than the Republicans. They have become a weird caricature of themselves. They have lost they've lost their way. They got led astray by a man who is now calling them weaklings. That's got to be rough. The memo said that there was no evidence that Epstein kept a client list or blackmailed powerful global figures, and yet Congress got together to try to shut that lady up. But okay. The report also concluded that Epstein had died by suicide. Sure he did. Some right-wing figures, you'll note, suspect he was murdered by powerful forces protecting secrets. And notice it right there. It says some right-wing figures trying to, again, separate and, cause division amongst people, making it sound like it's just a right-wing thing. No, there's a lot of left and right-wing that are wanting to know the fucking truth about this. But no, this is another little gaslighting measure. When you look at articles, you can spot little areas where they throw these in to try to make you feel stupid. Don't believe them. They're shitbags. You have a very corrupt system. It is corrupt to the core. And you've got evil people protecting each other. That's not a conspiracy. We fucking know it. So, I do not have the article up, but this is in connection to Ireland saying that they are going to basically divest from Israel. No import, export with them. No business with them. And I agree on many levels, on top of the fact that a country has a right to run its economy the way it chooses and to do business with who they choose. And I feel like here in America, we should have that right too. We're technically supposed to have the freedom to pick and choose what businesses we want to work with. I think every country should. So, if Ireland decided they didn't want to do business with Kuwait, I don't know what the fuck Kuwait does or has, but I feel the same way. I don't think Israel gets any special privileges from me. If you got a good product, people will buy it. If you're a shit company or a shit bunch of people and you're doing bad shit or you're a bad government, then people should have a right not to do business with you. But Mike Huckabee does not feel that way. Mike Huckabee tells Ireland to sober up and apologize to Israel. Oh, poor puppers. So that's wild that Mike Huckabee, who's some dipshit we have here, who's actually, I think he's an ambassador to Israel, is telling Ireland to sober up, implying that they're all drunks. They are not all drunks. There are shit tons of people who don't drink, just the same as we have here. So this guy is nothing but, feeding up stereotypes and being an asshole. So and here he is at the Wailing Wall. You know what? They could not have picked a better picture. They really could not have picked a better picture for his fucking brown-nosing bullshit. You know what? Yeah. U.S. Ambassador to Israel, yep, that's what I figured he was. Mike Huckabee publicly condemned Ireland as its parliament debated legislation to ban the import of goods from Israeli settlements in the West Bank and East Jerusalem. Now, that's not even all of Israel. The West Bank and East Jerusalem is, I forget what they call it. It's not agreed upon land, I guess. It still belongs to Palestinians. So so technically, it's the Israeli settlements is like the people who are kind of like the land run when they went ahead of where they were supposed to and stole the land. Like it's kind of like that. So yeah, he's not even saying from all of Israel necessarily, just like products coming from the West Bank and East Jerusalem, which is supposed to belong to the Palestinians anyway. So he's not even saying necessarily all of Israel. Although I think it's getting that way. Huckabee, known for his strong support of Israel, we all knew, told Ireland they should sober up and apologize to Israel foreign ministry over the Israeli settlement prohibition of importation of goods bill. Well, I don't think it's Mike Huckabee's any of his fucking business how Ireland runs its country. America has spent way too long telling other people how to run their shit. Did the Irish fall into, oh, for fuck's sake, did the Irish fall into a vat of Guinness? What a stupid stereotype. God, this guy is so stupid. Jesus Christ, I want to meet this guy in person. And propose something so stupid that it would be attributed to an act of diplomatic intoxication. It will harm Arabs as much as Israelis. Sober up, Ireland. So he's doubling down on this alcoholic stereotype. And he said it will harm Arabs as much as Israelis. I don't see how. if you're choosing to not do business with an Israeli company, I don't see how it harms the Arabs unless the Israelis are going to be mad about it and take it out on the Arabs. I mean, I guess that's a possibility. But, like, if you think for 1 second Mike Huckabee gives a shit about Arabs, he does not. Why it matters. Let's hear it. The Irish legislation, in the first of its kind in Europe, and its passage could have implications not only for Israel and Ireland relations, which are not very good, mind you, but also for American firms operating in both countries. Really? Okay. The bill has been framed by supporters as a political statement against Israeli settlement activity, but legal analysts warn that it may place U.S. businesses in precarious positions because of long-standing federal laws prohibiting participation in foreign-led boycotts against Israel. First off, Israel is supposed to be a separate country from America. We should not be so intertwined with a foreign country that another country can't run its business the way they want and us still do business with them without it looking like we're helping boycott against Israel. No, absolutely not. In my opinion, absolutely not. Hold on. Lord Ulrich says, it does seem rather odd. It does. Spider Vision. My thoughts of picking a candidate is if I agree with more sides than one, and that the other that's who I pick, Dems or Republicans. As of late, I agree more on the right, but I'm pretty in the middle. I can understand that. I can understand that, and I really hate it when people try to make it seem like it's a whole monolith thing. Like, oh, you don't agree with this, but you must be a Democrat. And it's like apparently they expect you to have one single thought, like one think tank kind of thing where everybody, an echo chamber, that's it. They're looking for a fucking echo chamber. And they no longer give room to have a difference of opinion. Even though they said they believed in that until recently, in the last couple of years, that started fading away. But, yeah. I think if a country wants to boycott another country, they have a right to. I don't care who it is. You know, I wouldn't be throwing a hissy fit if Israel said they were going to boycott Ireland. You know? Because technically that's their business. It's not my business to tell Israel, like, how to conduct business, and it's not their business to tell me how to. So we have a huge case of people not minding their goddamn business and getting involved in stupid shit. And it's all our tax dollars that go to it. The Israeli Settlement Prohibition of Goods Bill is designed to criminalize the importing of goods produced by Israeli businesses operating in the West Bank and East Jerusalem. There is more to Israel than these two spots. So, you know, yeah, they said in the West Bank and Jerusalem. That's it. That's the only two spots that they're saying they're not going to do business with. Ireland's not. So, like, that's not even worth freaking out over. So if, like, there's a business in Tel Aviv making stuff and Ireland wants it, that still wouldn't be against the bill. And Tel Aviv has lots of shit. So they're just being petty over this, and they're being ridiculous. It is the first bill to be seriously considered by the national legislature in Europe and comes as Irish critics of Israel accuse the country of genocide action in Gaza. Correct. An allegation Israeli categorically deny. Well, it's kind of hard to deny it. I mean, all right, y'all may not have TikTok, but I do. And let me tell you what, October, November, December, January, the months leading after the October 7th thing, there was shit tons of Israelis on there making fun of Palestinians dying. They're holding these little dolls, pretending it was their babies, pretending to cry because they were dead. They were mocking dead Palestinians hardcore. Even Israeli soldiers in uniform were sitting here joking around, laughing, blowing shit up, doing all kinds of weird shit. I saw the videos. Like the Israeli government had to get onto the IDF to tell them to stop making those videos. They were getting themselves in trouble because they were doing some pretty horrible shit. So they can't say they weren't doing these bad things because they were literally uploading videos of themselves doing it. Like we saw it. Anywho, the settlements in question were built by Israel on the land capture during the 1967 Six-Day War. The United Nations and many European states view these settlements as violations of international law, specifically to the Fourth Geneva Convention. Israel disputes these interpretations, maintaining historical and security-linked claims to the territories, while the U.S. position has shifted across administrations. Not that much, though, to be honest. West Bank and East Jerusalem remain central to decade-long disputes over the viability of two-state solution to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Anytime someone has tried to come up with a two-state solution, they were killed, including Prime Minister Rabin, R-A-B-I-N-E. I don't remember, but he was running against Netanyahu, and this is back in like 1992, somewhere around there. And Netanyahu got because he had his own big crowd of people who would try to get him elected, and he lost to Rabin, and Netanyahu got his crowd so fucking worked up. He was sitting around saying that Rabin was Hitler and that he was going to get everybody killed. I mean, he was inciting a riot, and one of Netanyahu's followers, went over and shot and killed Rabin that night, I do believe. I think he died the next day. So, and Rabin wanted a two-state solution. So, yeah. So anybody who's tried to get a two-state solution has been killed. So it's pretty bad. The Irish bill could create legal difficulties for the U.S. companies, as Americans have been prohibited from participating in foreign-led boycotts of Israel. See, that shouldn't fucking matter. Just because we do business with somebody and they choose not to do business with someone else, that should not be any of our fucking business. Let's see. That's been a thing since 1977. Export Administration Act, with federal restrictions reaffirming the most recently by the Trade Facilitation and Trade Enforcement Act signed by then-President Barack Obama. More than 36 U.S. states enforce anti-boycott laws. 36 United States, U.S. states here, have rules against you being able to boycott Israeli products. First off, unless you make it really obvious, I don't know how they're going to know that if I go to like the candy aisle or the food aisle or whatever, that I'm choosing to not buy something that's Israeli and buying something from another country instead. Like, how are they going to follow me around and like enforce that? Because that is just this close to trying to force you to buy stuff you don't want. And I'm pretty sure, didn't we all collectively have a little bit of a hissy fit when that Obamacare thing came out and they were telling us that if we didn't buy the insurance, we'd be fined? Like, I vaguely remember that. That's been a bit. I used to drink back then, but I'm pretty sure I remember people being upset about how un-American it was to be forced to buy a product or be punished. Well, I think the reverse is also true. I feel like I should be able to choose who I do business with without breaking any laws. That's insane. But they enforce anti-boycott laws banning companies from state contracts if they support such embargoes. U.S. businesses found in violation may be subject to loss of export privileges, fines, and even criminal prosecution. So if you have your own business and you decide that you do not want to participate in the silly shit Israel's doing, they can fine or criminally prosecute you. This is not the land of the free. I'm sure we've all noticed that bit by bit over the years, but this solidifies it. If passed, Ireland's ban on settlement goods would mark the first legally enforceable boycott of this nature within the EU member state. Previously, the European Union has labeled but not banned Israeli settlement goods. And I think we have a right to know where stuff comes from. I mean, to be fair, there's been a lot of talk about people wanting beef from China to be labeled so we know if it's local or not. I feel like good for the goose, good for the gander. I mean, I think I have a right to know where my shit's coming from and choose whether or not I want to buy it. Some EU bodies have encouraged member states to distinguish products from settlements, but they have not mandated outright bans. This move could encourage similar action in other European countries, compounding diplomatic and trade complexities within the bloc. Sorry, I'm a little thirsty and the air is dry in here. All right. When I see this kind of shit, like, did y'all see Demolition Man? And you remember Dennis Leary, that amazing speech he gave down in the sewers when he ran into Sylvester Stallone? And something along the lines, if I want to eat a chili dog, laying in a bath of fucking green jello, looking at a Playboy, I should be able to, simply because I want to. Like, I'm kind of right there with that. Like, if I want to do business with somebody, I don't think I should be, or not do business. I should not be punished for it. I don't think any business should. We are not America first and have not been for a very long time. All right. So is this a different article? I guess this might be the start of a different article, but Huckabee attends Netanyahu's trial. Netanyahu, by the way, is wanting to get reelected. It's fucking crazy. Like, they're still trying to get him to trial for all the bribery, fraud, and breach of trust. That's one of the reasons why he's helped keep this war going, because it's very hard to get him into a courtroom if he's in the middle of a war. So, but yeah, I think this is just more Huckabee stuff. So he can fuck off. All right. Terrorist act. Mike Huckabee, ambassador to Israel, condemns the killing of a Palestinian American. Well, I'm glad somebody fucking does, because a lot of people weren't talking about that. So apparently in the last week, one of our American citizens happened to be over there, I'm assuming visiting family or trying to, was killed by Israel. And I'm actually surprised that Huckabee had the fucking balls to call it a terrorist act. I'm amazed. I'm actually fucking amazed, to be honest. I didn't think he had the balls for it, but let's see how it goes. The U.S. ambassador to Israel is asking the country to investigate the death of a Palestinian American, Saif Musalat. I'm bad at pronouncing this. Who was beaten by Israeli settlers while visiting family in the West Bank. And in case you don't know who the Israeli settlers are, they're not just regular Israeli citizens. They are I forget what you call it, like vigilantes, kind of. But they're just kind of out of control. There's times when these Israeli settlers have even attacked their own military members, the IDF. There's times when they've even attacked them. Like, they're kind of like this weird, like, group of bandits going around doing crazy shit. And anybody who stands in the way, they attack. It doesn't matter if they're Palestinian. It doesn't matter if it's a fellow Israeli. It doesn't matter. They go around walking around with, like, AR-15s and shit, which I don't have a problem with guns, but I'm just drawing the picture for you. And it's crazy. They'll go around setting fires to shit. Like, it's been a thing for a while. Let's see. There must be accountability for this criminal and terrorist act, Mike Huckabee wrote. Saif was just 20 years old. He was a U.S. citizen with family in Tampa, Florida. The West Bank is largely Palestinian territory, but hundreds of thousands of Israelis have built settlements there, which the United Nations Court in 2024 said was illegal. The Biden administration imposed sanctions on Israel for the settlements, but the Trump administration rescinded them in January. Of course they did. Of course, because it's their fucking handlers. The government is, anyway. Hold on. My mouse is kind of acting jotty. Hold on. Huckabee, who has previously denied the existence of the West Bank, which is weird because it's literally on the fucking map, referred to the location of Musalat's death by the town Sinjil? I'm not good with this. In the past, he's referred to the West Bank as Judea and Samaria. Not in a while, but okay. Musalat's family said in a statement that the medics tried to reach him for 3 hours before his brother managed to carry him to an ambulance, but that he died before reaching the hospital. And the reason why the medics were trying to reach this guy for 3 hours is because the Israeli settlers I was telling you about were blocking the road to prevent the ambulance from getting to the guy. They were leaving him on the ground dying, and the settlers prevented the ambulance from getting to him. This is an unimaginable nightmare and the injustice that no family should ever have to face. We demand the U.S. State Department lead an immediate investigation and hold the Israeli settlers who killed Saif accountable for their crimes. I'm actually amazed. I'm actually amazed that the ambassador to Israel is saying this. I'm surprised. I really am. It certainly makes it sound better from the shit he was saying in the last article. Let's see. I haven't watched it in many. Oh, hold on. Let's see. Best character in a movie, to be honest. Oh, you're talking about Dennis Leary. Sorry. I was on a little rant and I kind of forgot what I had said there. I mean, I stand by it. I just forgot for a minute. All right. Next article. So Iran's getting a little frisky, which, fair enough. Iran seizes foreign oil tanker. What we know. More like what they're going to tell us. Iran has said that it seized a foreign oil tanker in the Sea of Oman, suspected of carrying around 2 million liters of smuggled fuel. Iran has long cited fuel smuggling and maritime violations to justify its tanker seizures, part of a broader effort to assess control over the Persian Gulf. Especially, to be fair, if it's oil that's leaving their land and it's not supposed to be, I kind of see it. A vital artery for the global energy. The actions have previously caused tensions with the U.S. and allies and raised concerns over the safety of oil shipping routes. The U.S. sanctions have crippled Iran's oil exports, which, if it's crippled the oil exports coming out of Iran, there's a chance that somebody was stealing Iranian oil and stealing it without paying, which is what stealing is, I guess, and trying to smuggle it out. While recent U.S. strikes on Iranian nuclear facilities added to the economic pressure with direct action aimed at curbing Tehran's strategic capabilities, the seizure of the tanker comes at a time of continuing high tensions. Now, I'm pretty sure I know who that oil tanker belongs to. I've got one of two guesses. It's either the United States or it's Israel. Because a good way to distract people while you're stealing their oil is to bomb the fucking shit out of them. So, to me, that makes sense. They were bombing it and they were trying to sneak off with the oil and got caught. The vessel was seized along Iran's maritime borders in the Sea of Oman on suspicion of carrying smuggled fuel after authorities found its cargo's legal documentation was incomplete, according to the semi-official Mer news agency. Authorities did not disclose the name, nationality, or destination of the vessel, but published photos after the seizure. So they don't want to tell you whose name was on it, what country, or where it was going. Yeah, I bet not. They were trying to distract everybody and got caught with their little hand in the cookie jar. Is what happened. And they don't want to say who it was. Well, I think we kind of know. To be honest, I think we kind of know. Let's see. This is after they got the tanker. I don't know if I see any pictures that... Hold on. Let's see if it'll let us see a picture. It's not letting me zoom in on it. It says safety first, no smoking. So I don't see any Hebrew writing. So there's a good chance this is an American ship. Yeah, but it doesn't mean we weren't helping somebody else. But it looked all right. So judging by the writing and everything on it, I wish I could see more. If I could see the equipment, it might help a little bit. Because if it was like a Spanish-speaking country, for instance, all that would have been in Spanish, So it looks like an American ship got caught stealing it. That tracks. America would do some really lousy shit for some oil. All right, so let's see. Chief Justice, of Hormozgan province in, I can't pronounce this. This is completely unfucking reasonable. Wachaba, I guess, said 17 people, including the captain and crew, were arrested. Located in southern Iran with numerous ports, the province is a major gateway for Iran connecting to the Persian Gulf and the Indian Ocean. Fuel smuggling is a reoccurring challenge with Iran, with millions of liters smuggled daily, according to officials. In 2024, Iran's parliament speaker, Mohammed Bakr Welbeth, I'm just going to call him Mohammed, fuck it, estimated that between 25 and 30 millions of liters of product are smuggled out of the country every day in an organized process. In April, Iran's Revolutionary Guard seized two foreign oil tankers in the Persian Gulf, accusing them of smuggling diesel fuel amid ongoing tensions with the U.S. over maritime security in the region. Despite heavy Western sanctions, Iran has managed to sustain a thriving global oil trade by using a shadow fleet of tankers that operate covertly to evade restrictions, selling to buyers in Asia and using the revenue to support its economy. You know what? They should be able to. You know? Trying to stop people from selling their own natural resources it's fucking diabolical. It really is. I mean, think about it. What if I found oil on my property? It would not be cool if the state of Oklahoma came in and decided to take my land for the greater good, which they call eminent domain, and they just take it for the greater good and decide what happens to my oil and tosses me to the side. That's how I feel. Like, I wouldn't want that done to me. I don't think we should do it to other people. Hey, King Jamie the Mad, meow meow. Did you say cookie jar? Yeah, because I think the Americans got caught trying to steal fuel out of Iran and got caught. They don't want to say who the ship belonged to or where it was going, but like all the stuff on the boat was in English, so you know, I have some guesses. I am not reading this guy's name again. I'm not. The actions of fuel smugglers who, in coordination with foreigners, attempt to plunder national wealth and will not remain hidden from the judiciary and punishment of perpetrators. If the crimes are proven, will be without leniency. And rightly so, honestly. Like, we have lots of minerals and fucking oil here, and we're fucking pillaging other people's shit, not giving them a chance to do well, too. It's fucking crap, honestly. Israel attacks Syria in defense of Druze. I find that fucking unlikely. There is a history with Israel and the Druze people, and it's not a great one. I'm going to be honest. So the odds of Israel attacking Syria to defend Druze, who they generally don't care about and have stolen the land of, yes, them too. Now, they're using it as a way to just tear up Syria. Israel struck Syria's military headquarters in Damascus on Wednesday. That seems to happen a lot. And moved more troops to the border area in a bid, officials say, to prevent attacks against Syrian Druze community. I don't think anybody's really attacking the Druze. I don't know. I think it's just an excuse to keep bombing the shit out of Syria until there's nothing left. I mean, they made it seem like things might calm down once they upended Assad and put in that Al-Qaeda guy, that leader of ISIS, or one of the ISIS people, into the president's fucking home there. And now they're saying, oh, well, that's a problem. Well, when this first happened, when they first got rid of Assad, I said they're going to put this guy in, this Al-Qaeda guy, and then use that as an excuse going, oh, there's a terrorist in charge of Syria. We have to bomb it. So it gave them more reason to do it. And this is exactly what they're doing. I told you it was going to happen. Israel forces have stepped up operations in Syria since Monday after fighting between the Druze and the Bedouin groups and Syria troops in the southern area of Sawada. I'm doing the best I can, folks. The Syrian Observatory for Human Rights said that more than 300 people had been killed in the violence in recent days, with 27 being executed, and at least 183. Who did the execution? I feel like we should ask who actually carried out the execution. That's an important tidbit there. At least 183 of those were members of the Syrian security forces. Huh. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, God, I hate that guy, said all the parties involved in clashes have come to an agreement to stop the violence soon. We have agreed on specific steps that will bring this troubling and horrifying situation to an end tonight. Rubio earlier said that the U.S. was concerned and we want to stop it, though stopped short of calling on Israel to halt its actions. Because that's who's bombing shit. So they want it to stop, but they don't want to tell Israel not to do it. Like they're so, Rubio's probably on the fucking list too. Shit, I don't know. Or he's afraid of getting fired by someone who is. Syria's state agency, SANA, reported Wednesday afternoon that the groups in Soweto had agreed to a ceasefire. However, clashes reignited after the truce. There is no immediate comment from Israeli officials on the ceasefire in Syria, and its military said strikes on southern Syria were continuing. See, yeah, so anytime there's a ceasefire, Israel just considers that everybody else has to ceasefire, not them. The Israeli attacks on Damascus and Soweto killed innocent people, wounding tens, including women and children, and extensively damaged infrastructure and public services. Israel has accused the new Syrian government, there it fucking is, President Ahmed al-Sara, that is the new name of the guy, the ISIS guy I was telling you about. He gave himself a new name with his new job. Anyway, so the president of directing fighting against the Druze, a minority group the Jewish state has pledged to protect. Israel also says a buildup of Syrian troops near its northeastern border is a security threat. Just to give you a visualize, where everything is. So the Golan Heights here, that was a main area for the Druze people. And Israel annexed it, and took it years ago, actually over a period of many years. And so some of them have not wanted to declare their citizenship to Israel because they still consider themselves Syrian, because this used to belong to Syria. So, yeah, you can see it's kind of expanding further and further. It's not good. Syria has been devastated by a civil war since 2011, and Sarah, who led an overthrow of Bashar al-Assad regime in December. It was December, okay. Is still trying to gain full control over the large swaths of country and its institutions, including the military. His government said it sent troops to Soweto to try to end the violence, and that it will identify and punish those responsible. Really? So you're going to send the ISIS guy to go and sort out this? I'm like, okay, sure, cool. Sarah said that he does not want hostile relations with Israel. Yeah. You know what's interesting about ISIS? They've never attacked Israel. Ever. They have threatened everybody else. They've gone to other countries in the Middle East and set their shit on fire, broke their statues. You remember that when they went to places and knocked over Mesopotamian statues and shit like that? The one thing ISIS never fucked with was Israel. They'd fuck with us. They'd shoot at us, but never Israel. I just thought that was interesting. I thought I'd share that tidbit with you guys. While Israel strikes and the clashes have been confined to Syria, they are raising regional tensions. The Gulf Cooperation Council, which includes Saudi Arabia, describes Israeli airstrikes as an irresponsible escalation likely to further destabilizing Syria, which everybody knows that, and that's the goal. That's the main fucking goal there, actually. And for a little bit of a tidbit, trying to find it. History and overview of Israeli Druze. I was trying to find something from years ago, because all of this is brand new stuff in the last couple of days. But but you definitely want to go further back to get some more accurate information on how things have been going. And it seems like I'm having trouble finding it. The first Druze Colonel, 2021. Now, they're not going to make this easy to find. 10 hours ago, 22 hours ago. This has to do with Hezbollah, which is not even what I'm looking for. What is the Golan Heights and who are the Druze? So, yeah, this is an article that talks about how Israel annexed the Golan Heights and pretty much just kind of told the Druze people to fucking, suck it up and deal with it. And so, why would they give a shit about defending a minority group that they don't even care about there? Doesn't make any sense to me. But that's it. Oh, now, Lady Miss. I am in Oklahoma City. I am Oh shit! What up, homie? There's actually a museum over in Shawnee I've been wanting to go to see, but I keep not having the chance or the time. But yeah, I'm out. Depending on how stupid people are in traffic, I can take Sooner Road and be at Tinker in like 8 minutes. Just taking Sooner Road going like 45 miles an hour. Well, 35, 40. So I am not very far from you. I am probably 30 minutes from you. If I take like I-40 or, 23rd Street would, I don't know. I mean, I guess I could take 23rd, but I think that would take me to, I fucking can't remember. McLeod. I think that would actually take me to McLeod. And I think Shawnee might be, actually, I think you're on the other side of McLeod. So, yeah, I could probably take 23rd Street and just, like, run into your town at some point. I think so. But yeah, Slider Vision, I am not far from you. That's super cool. Usually, if I meet anyone who has anything to do with Oklahoma, they're either in the way southern part, like, you know, past Purcell, which is like one person. And then, like, other people who's like, oh, I used to be in Oklahoma. I used to go there, or I was stationed there. Like, almost nobody's actually living here that's, like, on YouTube. It's weird. I don't know. I don't think Oklahoma's a big YouTube state, I guess. I don't know. But awesome. Hello, neighbor. How are you? That is super cool. Hell yeah. But, so yeah. Got a fruit fly. So yeah, I think I've bitched all I can bitch for right now. It's always good to depressurize. That way I can just be like, I feel like I got. Have you been to Ada? I don't think I have. Like, let me look. Let me face, because I've been to a few places, but I don't know if I've been to Ada, to be honest. Hold on. Oh, and if anyone is feeling generous and want to donate to my PayPal, the link, I hope it works. The link is pinned to the top of the chat. I would super appreciate it because I am a broke ass bitch and my tire is flat in my car and I'm low on gas. So, like, nothing's working out good for me today. It really isn't. We did find the missing cat. There's a kitten in the house that cat loves. So, the kids took the little kitten out on a little leash and harness, and the little kitten meowing got Nuki to come back. So, that was a smart thing to do. I didn't think of doing it. Let's see, Ada, Oklahoma. Let's click on this. Seminole. Okay, no, I have not been to Ada. Nope. Usually if I'm going anywhere, it's like I'm taking I-40 or I-35. I've been to Shawnee a couple of times, but usually if I go somewhere, I'll take like I-40, like if we had to go to Arkansas or something. Nothing is actually taking me to Ada. So I had to go check that out. But it's still cool that you're like nearby. That is boss. Yeah, if y'all would like to donate to my PayPal, I would appreciate the hell out of it. Because tomorrow I have to go get, like, I go to this place that, like, it's supposed to be used tires, but they're actually, like, really good tires. Just a lot of times that people, you know, they want to, like, fancy up their car, so they get rid of their normal tires to buy fancier tires. I'm not sure what the deal is, but it's a place called Tom's Tires. Slider Vision probably knows this place, because I don't know if this is a strictly Oklahoma thing or what, but yeah, tires are like $45, so it's not that bad, but it is $45 I don't technically have. So if anyone does feel so inclined, it's always appreciated. If not, I love you anyway. And I'm always here for you, and if it's pro bono. Mwah. But anyways, I want to see if I can play this little song and see, like, because it was a cool sounding song, but I don't know if I'll get in trouble for it or not. But I will try, because I don't have an outro anymore, because StreamYard's decided that me having an outro while having the free account was not good enough. So now if I want to play an outro the normal way, they want me to pay $60. And I'm like, fuck all that. Absolutely fuck that. So let me see, share screen. Did I? Oh my god, I closed it down. Oh shit, I thought I minimized it. You know what? This is bullshit. I'm gonna try to have my shit together better, but like, Yeah, this was not a good day for this. I had it planned since yesterday, so like I had to go ahead and do it. But yeah, I'll try to figure out what to do for a little outro video for everybody at another time. But apparently I'm gonna have to convert some files, I guess. But anywho's, I love y'all. Y'all are awesome. I'm always glad when y'all come to listen to me complain and bitch about stuff. Y'all are wonderful, and I will hopefully see you in a day or two. Actually, before I go, um, I'm gonna see about doing another fan film thing where I look around and find independent movies and fan films that people have made, and have another little watch party with that. So I'm gonna try to do that again in the next few days. I need to find some nice good ones because there's a lot of them, just not all of them are like good looking. So I'm gonna try to set up a little mini movie night thing for us, just like in the next few days. So I don't know what day, but it always starts at 7 o'clock. That's kind of my thing. I tried 8 o'clock one time and went to shit. So 7 o'clock is my thing. So I love y'all. Love y'all so much. And I talk to you in a few days. Mwah.